Hey there everybody, it's Eric Thompson. Hope you're doing awesome. Thanks for checking out this video that's called Database Math. In this one I'm going to show you how to make sure you have enough people in your database so that you can hit your goal. So a question I get a lot from all the realtors that I work with, all the realtors that I coach and mentor, a question that I get a lot is, hey, do you think I can hit my goal? Right, so they're asking me because they wonder if they can hit this big goal that they've set for next year, whether it's a transaction goal or sales volume goal or income goal. They wonder if they can hit this goal. And what I sense sometimes is that they're kind of basing it on hope, right? So they're basing it on hope. They're saying, hey, I hope I can hit this goal. What do you think? Do you think I can do it? All right. So the point of this is we want to not base this on hope. We want to base this on science. The metaphor that I like to use is it's kind of like driving. So my sister lives about a 6-hour drive away from my house. I know that I cannot make it to her house 6 hours away on one tank of gas, right? So I just know that based on math, based on science. Even if I hoped to make it all the way to her house on one tank of gas, I cannot do it just based on the math, based on the science. I know I'm going to have to stop and fill up along the way. So when it comes to your goal, we have to make sure there's enough gas in the tank. And what we mean by that is we need to make sure that your database has enough people in it so that you can hit your goal, right? So I'm going to walk you through this. I'm going to show you how this works. I'm going to give you some really good takeaways so that you know you have enough people in your database to go hit your goal, right? So the first thing you want to start with is a really important ratio. So anytime I work with a realtor, anytime I coach or mentor a realtor, what we look at is the ratio between how many transactions they did versus how many people are in their database. So I want you to do that for yourself. Here's how this goes. So you just do a simple calculation. So you look at number of transactions and you just look at that over the last 12 months. So over the last year, how many transactions did you close? And I want you to divide that by the number of people that are in your database. How many people are in your database? So number of transactions divided by number of people in your database. Let's do a really simple, easy example to keep this easy on me. The simple example is, let's pretend someone had 10 transactions over the last 12 months, and let's pretend they had 100 people in their database. Well, now we have a useful, interesting ratio, this 10 to 100 ratio, which is, of course, 10%. So what you want to know for yourself is, what is your percentage? In this example, the percentage is 10%. You want to know for yourself, what's the percentage? Now, here's the deal. The agents that I work with, the agents that I mentor and coach, what I notice is that that percentage tends to range between 11 and 15%. Sometimes I even see it as high as 17%, but this tends to be kind of the range between 11 and 15%. So I want you to shoot for the upper end of this range, okay? So what if you made your goal 15%? So that's a really nice target to shoot for. You really should be somewhere in this range. That's a nice target to shoot for. Here's what I notice if this number is under 11%, certainly if it's under 10%. So when you run your ratio, number of transactions over the last year versus how many people in your database, if you notice that your percentage, if your ratio, if your number is less than 11, certainly if it's less than 10%, only one of two things can be going on. Number one, you have too many people in your database, especially if you have too many people that you just aren't close to. So you've loaded up your list of relationships, your sphere of influence, otherwise known as your database, with too many people that you aren't really close to. So maybe there was a time where you were buying a bunch of internet leads. Maybe you met a bunch of people at some open houses, but you really haven't followed up with them. You haven't kept in great touch with them. They're still, even though you met them once, they're still just kind of strangers to you. If you have lots and lots of those kind of people in your database, that's going to push this number down. The other thing that may be causing this number to be higher is just simply you're not doing a good enough job staying in touch with people. So those people that do a really good job staying in touch, really do a good job of building a personal connection with the folks that are in their database, will be at a much higher percentage here. They're going to be at the upper end of this range. So if you want to be in the upper end of this range, make sure that you have only the right people in your database. You may have to eliminate some people and then do a really good job with them. You'll end up at the higher end of this range, and I want you to shoot for 15%. Now, here's how this works with your goal. All right, here's how you make sure you have enough people in your database, enough gas in your tank for you to hit your goal. What you want to do is look at your goal versus your what? Versus your database. Okay? So let's pretend, to make this easy, let's pretend that you have a goal of 15 transactions over the next 12 months. So for the next 12 months, you really want to do 15 transactions. Well, if you know that your ratio is 15%, if you know that's kind of your efficiency, your key target, if that's your ratio in terms of how many transactions you're able to generate out of your database, if that number for you is 15%, then you know that what you need in terms of number of people in your database, the amount of gas in your tank, you need 100 people in your database. So if you have 100 people in your database and you run at 15%, you can hit a goal of 15 transactions. If you only had 80 people in your database, you know you need 20 more. If you have 120 in your database, you know that you can maybe do even more than 15 transactions. So you can see you can reverse engineer this based on what your goal is. Look at your ratio, look at how many people need to be in your database. So again, can you achieve your goal? Let's not base it on hope, let's base it on science. Understand what this number is for you and how you run your business. Understand what a good target range is to be in, and then put your goal up against the number of people in your database to see if you have enough gas in your tank. I hope this was really helpful to you. I hope this helps you figure out if you have enough people in your database for you to hit your goal. If you like this, if this was helpful, give me a like, give me a share on social media. Again, I'm Eric Thompson. I help lots and lots of realtors figure out their game plan, figure out their goals, figure out how to market to people in their database. Thanks for checking out this video. I'll see you in the next one.